Good morning, friends. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to come to you with a little bit of a different video, and I hope you enjoy it. What I'm going to be doing is about 5 years ago, I started writing a book, and I have not been working on it recently, but I figured by rereading the book, maybe I'd get inspired to get it finished up. So this is a book about growing up in Alaska and from my point of view as a child. And so a working title of the book is Pioneering Alaska from a Child's Perspective. So today I'm just going to read the introduction and chapter 1. I'm going to try to put some pictures in, some photographs where I have some photos. A little bit later on in the story, I probably won't have hardly any photos because I'm pretty sure we didn't own a camera for many, many years. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the introduction. Introduction. This is a book about my memories, about how I saw things from my perspective as a child. When my parents got the Alaska Pioneer fever, my siblings and I were in for a grand adventure. Life was different in the 70s, but life was really different for us. From living in a cabin in the woods, using the restroom outside, and bathing in the living room, to rummaging through others' trash, making special trips to town to dumpster dive, and spending more money on dog food than people food. It was all normal, everyday life for us, and we didn't think anything of it. We lived together as a family with values, morals, and a respectful fear of God. Our ways may seem unusual, and our values skewed a bit, but the motives, desires, and heart that bonded us together then taught us to be strong, hardworking, caring individuals. We wouldn't change how we were brought up, one inkling. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Chapter 1. From Whence I Came. My journey began in an Army hospital somewhere in Virginia, with an audience of nursing students eager to witness me enter the world feet first. I've always been a bit different, finding the creative and unique way of doing things that intrigue the onlooker. I obviously don't remember this event, only retelling from my mother's recollection of that day, as I also do not recall my homecoming and the moment my dad asked, "Where's the baby?" as the two toddlers ran to greet him. He went to sit down on the couch, as my mom, at the same moment, said, "She's on the couch." And life for me began. I was different, and seemingly always overlooked. At this point, my life consisted of my dad, who was 26 years old. He was in the Army and had just returned home, obviously 9 months prior, from a tour in Vietnam as a combat medic. My mom was 24 years old, with two toddlers at her side. I was the third child to come along in their now 6-year marriage. They were married right out of high school, as my dad joined the military and the deployments, tours, and moves began. I don't know how many places my parents lived or how many moves took us along our journey, but I do know that in total there were 6 of us kids, and no 2 of us was born in the same place. When I was born, my older sister was 4, and my older brother was 2. Seems to be a pattern already. Every 2 years brought a new addition. First a girl, then a boy, then me, a girl. What's next? Yes, but not yet. First, we move again. This time, far from what my parents had probably ever imagined. I'm not sure how it happened. I know in the movies, they always send the troublemakers in the military to Alaska. And I know my dad was not that. He was a good soldier. He did his duties, and he cared for people in and out of the war zone. He was a Christian man, a prerequisite for marrying my mother. And he trusted that God would not only provide and care for him in the middle of a war with his wife and children at home, but would do the same when he jumped at the chance to take his wife and 3 children over 4,000 miles away from the only thing they had ever known. away from parents, grandparents, and into a land unknown to them, with the promise of adventure and hardship. We were moving to Alaska. I don't know the timeline from my birth to moving to Alaska, how we got there, or when we added my little brother to the picture, except that it happened. My next recollection would be when I would wait each night for my dad to come home so I could take one of his military bunny boots, put both feet in one boot, and hop around like a bunny. I remember taking a bath with my older sister, and she would feed me cups of bubble tea and plates of bubble food, and I would graciously gobble it down. The way all the bubbles would pop and there would be nothing left was fascinating to me. What does a 3-year-old know, right? At some point, we moved from the Army post to civilian life in Anchorage, Alaska. I remember the bedroom I shared with my sister, a large floor pillow by the fireplace, and my mom wanting me to eat scrambled eggs with ketchup, and I did not like it at all. Those are all of my memories until my parents decided to make another move. And boy, was that one different. It was only 50 miles north, but it may as well have been 1,000,000 miles away, 'cause things were just not the same anymore. And that is the end of the first chapter. So I hope that you enjoyed the story, and there's plenty more to read. So give me a thumbs up if you liked the story and want to hear more of it, and leave me a comment. I will come back with the next chapters shortly. Thank you so much. Bye.